It's what happens when the hair is left long all day. Long strands of tangled hair. Oh, look at that. Can you see? That's proper tangled. Oh, it's going to take ages. Look, I washed my hair last night with soap in the dark, but I washed it, I thought, really well, and I've never had the hair as stringy as this after a wash. So I must say, soap is not as efficient as a urine wash for hair. And you know what as well, something else, is I have gone off my channel for a while. Why is that, you ask? Well, somehow I go through these phases where I'm not interested by the channel and I do other things. Like tonight, I've been digging roots of ducks in the chicken field. And it's been exciting. I love doing it because the hens, they peck each other. Well, that's not exciting. And they just eat the worms that come out. And that's nice. Because it's like making them happy when they find big worms and there's this other things in there, these chrysalid type things. There's a certain lack of interest in talking to myself recently. But I saw a video on Clown Planet just now. There was a model, they called her, who's going through surgery to make herself bigger cheeks. And she already looks like a puppet, bless her. And that's what Botox does for you, isn't it? It makes you look so fake. And she wants more of it. Like, why doesn't she just, I don't know, turn into a hamster or something, you know, make herself like grow hair here and there and then. She's going to look that way eventually. But it made me think that her fans were worried, and I thought, fucking hell, someone like that has fans? Wow. Really? Surely the fans are horrified. Isn't that why they follow that person? I don't know. I'm not being very productive there. I'm gossiping, aren't I, about a poor soul who's just so insecure she's just got to go under the knife again and again because she thinks her looks aren't good enough. Either that or she just wants to have the bigger cheeks on the planet, the biggest ones. And that's fair enough, okay, but I could have the biggest belly on the planet. Go on, grow bigger, bigger. Now I'm not showing you my belly. I'm leaving this like that. I'm not a channel for fans. I'm a channel for, I don't know what. Self-discovery. Well, I know what really, but I'm not interested in it at the moment. So I do apologize. I'll come back to it. Because I've got a costume upstairs that I've bought 2 months ago and I was really up for it. But at the time I was, insecure about my fingers that were swollen from the winter. And now they're not swollen anymore. They're not red and swollen, like lumpy. Now I can do that thing that I wanted to do. Look, I'm not going to post that, am I really? It's pointless, it's wasting everybody's time. Please don't look at it. Actually, I could just flatten my hair. Try to make myself look presentable, not frown. So I can look unfrowny. Do you know what? The hair is nearly untangled. There's not much. By the way, when I washed my hair with soap last night, I also used vinegar afterwards, pure vinegar, like I do when I use the urine. But it's interesting. Maybe it's that soap. I used to wash my hair with soap and vinegar, and it used to be okay, but obviously it's not happening lately. Well, lately I say that, but it's the first time I wash my hair with soap in months. And it's very dry as well. I might have to do a seaweed thing, applying seaweed water on it for minerals. And I'll have to wash it again. You know what? I really don't like having the look of greasy hair. Makes me feel like I want to hide. It's a thing about not being able to look clean, isn't it? The feeling of the fear of looking dirty. Yeah, that's not dirt, it's bloody soap residue. It was nice to wash my hair in the dark, just before bed. It's not the best time because then the hair was wet and it doesn't do the best sleep. But it's so restful. Look, this is so pointless. I don't even know why I'm recording this. It's probably because I'm bored not posting anything. And I've got absolutely nothing to say. Oh, other than my birthday has come and gone. And I was not inspired either to do any videos for my birthday, which is unusual, but it's okay. And I do need to call back my sister. I've not done it. She called me the day after, which was very kind. Kind as in she remembered, not kind as in she avoided my birthday. She didn't remember on the day. We don't speak all the time with my family, not at all. Is it 26 years this year? 27 years. 96 to 2023. But it's not, it doesn't count as that many because it was the end of 96. Oh, I've got an idea. Shall I boss you around and you send me money? That's a good deal, isn't it? Because on Clown Planet there was that other woman, but she puts all the makeup and stuff, but we don't have to do that. And she said, I'm earning 500,000 just bossing men around. They like be treated like babies. They like to be treated like babies. Shall I do that for you? Shall I boss you around? Ah, you do want to, don't you? You want to be bossed around. Well, I'm not going to boss you around. That will teach you to be wanting to be bossed around is you're not going to get it. You're going to think to yourself, why do you think you want to be bossed around? Do you deserve to be bossed around? Are you too worthless to boss yourself around and you have to have other people to do it? Why is it that you want to be bossed around? I really like psychology. Really, 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 really. Human behavior, wow, it's interesting. I love it. Very much. Nearly there with the untangling. There's nothing more cringy than having really long hair, very, very tangled up. Do you know, it's a shame that I can't do something useful on YouTube. Something that would help people, because after all, it's what we all want, is we need help, don't we? Well, we don't need help. We like to look at things that inspire us to become the better of ourselves. And I've not really done that of late, because I've not really talked to myself, which is helpful to me and might be helpful to another. Or it might not, in which case there's no point watching it. And the other thing that I think is useful, at least for myself, is the piano and the singing, because it makes me very happy, and sometimes it's quite pretty. But it would be nice if I could do something to help others. But to do that, I have to help myself first, and it is what I'm doing during this quiet period. I've had a new homeopathic remedy. Now, this is not standard homeopathy. This homeopathy is not really practiced by many practitioners around the world. I know there is one person in Israel who is doing it, because the homeopath I take the remedy from told us on the course that his tutor or someone was in Israel and was working this way. So I know that there is one person in the world, as well as this homeopath, works like that. What he does is he does single doses. So you only take one dose. You have to be super clean, not drink coffee, not drink chamomile tea, not drink mint, not smell anything strong. And it's a dose which is a highly, 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 highly diluted, highly... It's hard to explain if you don't know homeopathy. There's lower doses, which are the remedies that are not very diluted, which have more of the the physical presence of what the remedy is, say the extract of a plant. And the other remedies, as this dilution is diluted again, is it hundredth times, so 100,000 times. As in, you take a drop out of a 30 ml, put it in another, and again and again and again, to infinity, till that liquid contains just the energetical essence of what it is that started it. So this homeopath gives a dose after long interrogation and watching of how the client speaks and what dreams they have, because the dreams are indicative of the remedy they need. So he gives a dose, and then the patient waits a long time. He starts watching the symptoms. When he takes the dose, for 20 minutes he watches himself or herself, and then writes down everything that she has felt. I say she because I'm she. And then every 24 hours the homeopath wants a report of the dreams and physical symptoms or feelings, or not so much what has happened, so that sort of could be relative as well. Then for 3 days, and then a week after that. And after the week is done, then he wants a report every month. And then every month for a few months, till the person or the homeopath feels that like the remedy is not active anymore. I used to work with him when I was 21, when I arrived in England. Soon after I realized I was staying here, I looked for a homeopath because that's how our parents, my parents, used to help us, as well as other therapies, but mostly it was homeopathy that they gave us to heal from problems. But the homeopathy that they used was a standard homeopathy where you take a dose of mildly diluted remedy, and then you take another, and then you might take 2 different remedies together, and you might take another 2 different remedies the next day. So you keep dosing yourself either with the same or with various remedies. And that's what our homeopath says is not the way to work. So he works differently to that, as I've just explained. And when I first met him, the remedies, as I'd never worked that way, and he said, don't do anything strange. It was very interesting because I don't know why I went. Maybe I had some stomach issues or some bloating. I used to have very achy belly for whatever I would eat, or maybe achy periods. I had achy periods for a while as well. But once he didn't give me a remedy for a year and a half. I don't think it's 2 years, like I said to him it was. But it was a good year and a half. And I was getting really impatient, thinking, come on, no, what's happened? I'm waiting. And I didn't understand the homeopathy he worked with, really, because I'd never worked with that, having always been given loads of doses. And yes, we shouldn't have mint in the teeth, but that was about it. It wasn't that strict. And I didn't see him for a few years, and I saw him again in 2017, where I had, I think, just 1 treatment. And after that, I didn't see him till 2023, which is this year, and he gave me a remedy in March. And it's been very interesting because I've been very physically and mentally untidy, as in confused. And that is a great symptom of a sickness in homeopathy. When the person is untidy, in his mind they don't know what to do, they're confused, they don't know how to trust their judgment, what decisions to take, and they end up taking the wrong ones often, or eating the wrong things that makes them sick, or sabotaging. And there's all these self behaviors that are harmful, which are symptoms of a remedy being needed. So he gave me that remedy in March, end of March, and by the end of by mid-July, so not long ago, 2 weeks ago, I sent him a long email saying, because that's the thing, is he does not reply very much to emails. If there's something urgent, he will reply, or if I'm really complaining about something, he will reply, but very shortly, and he doesn't reply like me, who writes like 25 pages. So I sent him an email saying, I can't take it anymore, I feel the remedy is not working, not much has changed, what's going on? I feel like I might as well just die because I'm fed up, nothing's changing, my physical isn't healing, and well, I just complained because that day I had just had enough. And to my great surprise, he called me, because usually I feel much better after sending him these emails. It's magical whenever I speak to him on email, because I've known him so long maybe, and I've always sent him really long emails he doesn't reply to because there's no need to. He called me. I said, oh no, I can't talk now, can we talk later? I'm busy with the chocolate. So he called me later, which was nice. We spoke again, and I told him more of my life, which to be fair on him, he did move, and he didn't know me a long time, but he has forgotten what happened in my life, because I think the notes have been probably thrown away at the time I stopped being a patient, because for quite a few years, between 2009, I think, maybe, or 2009 and 2017, I think I didn't see him. So he must have just chucked my records away. So I told him again about my childhood, about what happened. I told him what I had found out in recent years, last year, about the rape as a child, and how awful it had been, and told him about other things I can't talk about on this video. Told him about, he said, has there been any trauma in the family? I said, yes, my mother was also abused. My father felt like he had killed his own father, even though it was not his fault. He felt responsible. So there was trauma there, and so his father died with septicemia because he cut himself on a machine, I think. And the cut, which was very deep, got infected, so he died in great pain. So there's been trauma in the family, like in every family, or most families. So, to my surprise, he said, okay, I think you're ready for another remedy, leave it with me. And he gave me a new remedy. Not straight away, I took it on my birthday. He sent it to me on the 21st, but I had someone visiting, and I didn't really have the 20 minutes because it was after lunch and my stomach was full. I wanted to take the remedy when my stomach would be empty and I would be alone, so I could really be with the feeling of what was happening in my body. So what I did, as it was my birthday the next day, in fact it was during the night, I put the alarm on and got woken up at 1:45 in the morning, and I took the remedy. And there the 20 minutes have been the most I've ever noticed with taking a remedy, because I've never really taken it seriously enough. I have taken it thinking, all right, well, if it works, it works. But this time I gave it more attention. And yes, lots happened. I felt lots of feelings, like headache here, just very localized, and images coming back, memories. I wasn't searching for anything. I wasn't trying to think, oh, let's make happen that I remember my past, because it wasn't. I was just, let's just see what happens. And I remembered as well, after taking the remedy, as the days went on, that the previous remedy had not done anything at all. In fact, it had done a lot, and I have changed a lot. Since March, there has been a lot of conflict in my life. And I said to him, that was one of the things I was really annoyed with. I fell out with most people. I can think of one or two people I didn't fall out with, but I fell out with my sister, sort of fell out with my brother, fell out with my landlady, fell out with my landlord, fell out with a friend, but that was due to happen because it was too much. Did I fall out with anybody at the market? I can't remember now. No, I don't think so. But anyway, the conflict thing was very apparent. And that's definitely a homeopathic symptom of sickness, as in we are not well in ourselves, so we draw in our lives the behavior that is going to make other people fall out with us, or we fall out with them. So I noticed that, and I had said it to him. I also noticed what had changed. So many things have changed since the last remedy. The way I treat myself, I don't sabotage as much. It's now 9:15, and I stopped going to bed after 11, only on the rare occasion. One thing has changed. I don't spend so much time reading Barbara Cartland on the toilet or Enid Blyton's. In fact, I'm not very interested in reading those books at the moment. So that has changed, and that is good, because even though I love those books, and they're very useful in making my ego feel good, I don't think they are as useful as reading other books. Well, it's not that I think they're not useful, it's that I would like to be reading other things. But of course, I will go back to Barbara Cartland because they're amazing. What else has changed? Lots of little things that I hadn't noticed had changed. Like, I've got a very dripping nose that's been there all the time for years and years. Well, that dried up, and it wasn't just the heat doing it. And just little tiny things physically have changed. Nothing drastic has healed, like my nails haven't grown back and the fibroid hasn't reduced. But that's okay because I understand that it all takes time. And what's more important, what I said to him when I had enough, and he rang me and I said, I've had enough. And he said, do you feel the remedy, would you like to heal your skin or would you like to heal your fibroid? Because maybe he was thinking of 2 remedies. And I said, just disregard the physical issues that I am moaning about. Please, can you, what I need is I need guidance. I need faith inside me. I feel lost. I feel I have no trust in the homeopathy that it will help me either. I need something that drives my heart and makes me move forward towards the person I could be, the creative. And at that point, the physical ailments do not matter because I am well in myself, even if I'm not fantastically happy, which I think I am when I look around me. I said, it really is, I need mental help, emotional mental help. So that was what he gave me. But as he doesn't disclose what the remedy is to any of his patients, he doesn't tell us because otherwise, particularly us who are curious like myself, we go and look it up on the internet and then we start saying, well, this hasn't happened, that hasn't happened, this isn't right for me, and we start losing the trust. And I suppose because even though it works without us needing to believe in it, because I did ask him that question on the course and he said, you don't need to believe in it for it to work. But I have been taking it on and off for many years, and maybe it had worked, but I hadn't realized it did at the time. Should have lost the thing there, the thread about it working. Yeah, I wanted to trust into, yeah, even though I don't need to trust into it, I wanted to trust it. Because with me, it seems like things work better when I trust them. And that, I think, is because my ego or mind is so controlling of my life that if I lose faith in something, I might as well not do it. And whenever I start any treatment, whether it's a herbal treatment or any kind of treatment that I've done, chemical treatment, bathing the feet in salt, vinegar and stuff, it stops working after a while. And why does it stop working? Because the initial, wow, this is going to work, I can feel it, it's going to work, that goes. And I've taken really expensive capsules on the internet of silkworm enzymes and papaya enzymes and pineapple enzymes that are supposed to eat up fibroids that didn't do anything at all. Yet there's testimonies on testimonies of women who have been healed by that. Just an example, really. The acupuncture, that didn't work. And I did that for years. So many treatments I did that started working, then it stopped working. It's very strange. So it's interesting for me to talk about this remedy because when I look back, I will be able to listen to this, even though it's a bit long and boring for most people, and see what I thought about it at the time. I'm very pleased with the homeopathy because he offered us the opportunity to have an introduction course, so it was every Tuesday. And that course really helped me because I was able to ask him questions to which if I asked him on email, because I always ask things, and he didn't reply, and I didn't get the answer, so that made me believe in it less, because I thought, well, he can't believe in it himself if he doesn't answer. But because I was able to ask him face to face, not face to face, but online, and got the answers, it gave me faith and understanding of how homeopathy should work, and how I might have been stopping it work in some ways, even though it should work without us needing to believe in it. So what I'm doing now, since the new remedy, what I'm noticing is old symptoms coming back. So twisting of ankle, I used to do that all the time. It's just happened just 2 days ago. Not very badly, just a little bit, just enough to think, I've not had that for a long time. Belly doesn't digest, and I feel sourness. I've been digging the chicken's weeds just now, and for the first time in over a year, I have felt uncomfortable. And I had my lunch at 2. I've been digging since 6 till 8. Yeah, about that. And that's a good symptom, because that used to do it all the time. What else have I noticed? My dreams are very different. As in, I'm able to watch my dreams. And if I'm not feeling too lazy, I actually write them down. So I'm forcing myself to wake up, not putting the light on, but I do it in the dark, so to not disturb the pineal gland up there. And I write just the main parts of the dream, so the keywords, so I will remember the next morning. And the dreams have been interesting, because I haven't got dreams of water. Like the first remedy, I had lots of dreams of water all the time, and usually the water was scary. You could interpret that as emotions scare me, which maybe they do. But in homeopathy, water means something. When you dream of water, I don't know what it means, because I've not studied it yet. So I don't dream of water anymore. And I dream that people are really friendly with me, except in a couple of dreams, the people I knew from a long time ago, or some people that I've known, were not friendly with me, and puffing about and getting upset and not wanting to be my friends. But when I went to talk to the people, other people, about it, they were really friendly. And it's like in the dream, a connection is happening with strangers, and thinking, actually, maybe I can get on with people, is what the feeling of the dreams that are coming. To keep dreaming of friendly people is a strange one. I've had the old dream of choking, because that's a dream that's returning from something my body is producing in my throat, and I can't swallow it, I can't get it out, it doesn't want to get out through the nose either, and I'm not breathing well enough. That's happened once since the new remedy. So that's an excellent symptom of something that is happening in this area, and I used to have those dreams all the time. Well, not all the time, but very regularly, only of the choking. Of myself, nobody was choking me. It was just my body and me not being able to get over that. So that was interesting. So I've only had one horrible dream so far. What else? I'm watching the dreams, and even though we do say the dreams are remnants of what's happened during the day, yes, there is that. But I'm getting a lot more things I have said during the day, or things I need to tell people, like I needed to tell my landlady that she needed to give me £10 for the honey. And I hadn't done it, and actually dreamt about it, her, and that in the dream I was saying, actually, you do owe me £10 for the honey. So it's interesting, because in reality I'm like, oh no, I don't like to ask her for money, I don't like to tell her, and in the dream, just that's what you owe me. So and also the dreams are reminding me that, particularly from the last remedy, they were showing me that in the daytime I hold myself back expressively. I don't say what I think, and that comes up tenfold in the dream. I get really shy about talking to people, and that's changing since this new remedy. I'm more verbal with the people in the dream. And you know what? Today I've had my first market since the remedy. And I look at people, not the people I know so much, but the people I don't know. I look at them differently. I've looked at them differently. I'm thinking to myself, maybe they're good people, maybe they could be nice people. I mean, I always assume they're nice people, but that I will always fall out with them. That's my assumption with people. But this time I think maybe I don't need to fall out with people. So something is happening emotionally that is transforming me from the top, as in where it matters, the soul level, the life force, where it comes in. Because in homeopathy we've got, like in many therapies, we've got the top, the pyramid. The top is it's love, I think he calls it, but not just cheesy love. It's like unconditional love, love with oneself, love with everything, like, and then comes into the mind of the person, I think the personality, so it's a bit wider, the will of the person, he calls it. And then it goes down to the major organs, I think, and then it goes down to the bones, and then it goes down to the skin and all the outer organs. So that's the base of the pyramid, is where we see the symptoms in the body, usually on the skin and the organs of eliminations. Maybe I can't say too much, I'm not entirely sure. But it's more important for me that I heal from the top, and that's what he would say as well, because even if my body heals, but I do not change my attitude, just like Joe Dispenza would say, I cannot truly heal, because the symptoms are being removed. Like, I could have an operation and remove my whole uterus, but that's not the point. It's to removing the body's way to get rid of the whatever that it needs to get rid of in this growth, because this growth is like any other growth. It's there to get rid of something, whether it's emotional, physical, or everything. So it's so interesting. I'm very much enjoying this, and maybe as a result of the homeopathy, I'm not very interested in doing videos at the moment, and it's okay, I can accept that. I'll go back to it, I know. Have I got anything else to say? Oh, if you are at all capable of, would you have a thought for someone who's going to have a knee operation next Tuesday, and him and his wife are really scared because he's had heart issues before, and he's been accepted for the operation. In fact, he's gone for a check today, something like, I don't know what they're doing, pre-op stuff, and they're both really scared. They love each other very much. They're an older couple, not that much older, like maybe 70s sometimes, or some sort of age like that. So if you were able to send some kind thought to him for his operation to go well, because the homeopath told us that the heart is linked with the knees. When people do too much in their lives and they do not rest enough, they do not take care of their bodies and of their minds, and they think maybe either achieving is more important than living a life, or doing everything else for others is more important, and they develop knee problems. And he told us that very often people who have, because of not looking after themselves, they can have problems with the heart following an operation with a knee. So I would appreciate anybody's prayers for this gentleman who is called Peter. If you can think of Peter, you can't visualize him, but I can, uncrossing my fit. I want to send him vitality and well-being and the best outcome for him. So the best outcome for him is whatever life thinks is the best outcome for him. It's not what I want for him. It's what his soul, his life purpose, his love, his laughter, his relaxation, all that at the utmost of what he can live for himself. So that's all I'm asking for, is the best to happen for him in that operation. And hopefully, or not hopefully, but I am grateful in advance that it is what I would like and what his wife would like. That he is well, recovers, and is able to stroll about like in the dreams he had. And I thank you. And I do have an acid stomach, and it's not very nice. But that doesn't matter, it will be gone by tomorrow. I thank you for not watching this and looking after yourself with care and love if you can. And I wish you a good night for those who are in Europe. And I thank you for not being a fan, because there's nothing for you here, etc., etc. But nevertheless, thank you. And thank you for Peter and for your thoughts of well-being. That it goes as well as possible and that his knee does not send anything dodgy to the heart. And that, I said to his wife, I said that he should rest because the knee is related to the heart, but I did not say, because I did not want to worry her, that it is known that people who have knee operation and die of heart attacks because they do too much. And it was a way of the body to stop them. And once they remove the symptom, the body has nowhere and no way to stop them. Not the body, but the life force. So blessings, really blessings. Relaxation. We all deserve a joyful, peaceful life. And that includes you.